It's funny, isn't it, when you look back at, I suppose, really, the short amount of time that we've been broadcasting for. It'll be 3 years on the 1st of March, but there's significant people who have been a part of that journey. And one of them is CRE and Steve Godard. And I genuinely can't believe that we're here again, Steve, with CRE coming up. And I just want to say, actually, first of all, thank you, because it's gone fast, hasn't it? 3 years. We were the first event that you were the first event that we ever went to.
Absolutely. And we were delighted to have you too. And I could see the future of radio generally in your kind of... Yeah, I could see old radio in the rear view mirror, and I could see in front of me the motorway that said Konnect Radio.
Lovely words there. Thank you so much. And you're always so generous with your time and always so kind, and you're willing to have us at these events that you do and stuff. And it's a real honour. We look forward to this event every year. We really do. And it's even closer to us here. In fact, it seems since last year, it's edging ever closer because it's in Birmingham this year and then it's in Manchester next year. But we'll start with Birmingham this year because it's only a few days off, isn't it, that we and many other people will be at Cranmore Park in Birmingham between the 8th and 9th for CRE Midlands 2023. So why has it moved, Steve? Why is it in Birmingham this time?
Well, our exhibitors who love to meet new people, that's what they're there for. And they're all church facing. They're all got something which it's a resource that they're confident that churches will find and appreciate. And so they want us to move around the country to find new people, to bring their resources to the communities. So while we were at Sandown Park last year, we had, of course, intended to be at Liverpool this in May, but we were booted out by the Eurovision Song Contest. That's another story. But we couldn't go ahead because of the Liverpool win. And so we then come down to Birmingham. We'll go to Manchester next, and then to Milton Keynes after that. So what it is about is actually bringing these resources to people who need them in their area.
And it really is a fun event. There's something for everybody. And tell us the big star that's going to be opening it up on Wednesday.
Well, he's a gentleman who will be well known to those who are David Bowie fans. Okay, he's a gentleman who'll be known to those who are prog rock fans. He's a gentleman who'll be known possibly to people who are Cat Stevens fans. And he'll also be known to people who remember a seminal sardonic TV series called Grumpy Old Men. You know who I'm talking about now. If you don't, I've set you a quiz question there without trying to. And the name of the man is Richard Wakeman, better known as Rick Wakeman. And Rick is opening our show for the first time on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock.
And it's very exciting, this, because I know who he is, but I did a bit of research because, dare I say, I'm not old enough to actually remember him as the star he was. Does that make sense? But
absolutely.
Look, I mean, absolutely. He was almost, you know the film Spinal Tap?
Yes.
There's certain, I wonder if I'm allowed to say this. I think I'll be asking him this on Friday, on Wednesday, but I think that there are certain musicians whose Spinal Tap was based on. And when they've got this huge keyboard rig, that's Rick Wakeman that it was based on.
Absolutely.
One keyboard was not enough for Rick Wakeman. He needed to have several, which is a question I genuinely can't wait to ask him, because I don't play keyboard, I don't play piano, but what is the need to be basically sat in the middle of 3 keyboards? I need to ask him that. I guess there'll be different sounds and stuff. Maybe you know, Steve.
Well, I am a keyboard player and I am a pianist, and therefore I do know why, because the touch, the hammer action, for example, of a piano, a traditional acoustic piano is relatively heavy and beautiful for it. But then you get into keyboard playing, which is wider than that, where you've got synthesizers and you've got more the sort of Moogs and all those kind of things that came in. Much lighter touch. The organ, of course, the Hammond organ, the B3, which is the beautiful organ that you hear in churches and is played by Billy Preston, for example, who's another name that probably doesn't mean an awful lot to you. But to me, people of my generation, Billy Preston, the first person ever to be credited on a Beatles song, he's a legend. And he played the B3. So what you've got is a collection. Suddenly the technology exploded. You could do all these sounds on stage, live, and you needed different keyboards to play them. And Rick was one of the first guys to do that.
And I love the fact that he used to wear a cape on stage as well. There's not many people who can get away with actually wearing a cape. Go and have a look at some of the incredible footage in the 1970s. And did he play, I'll ask you this, did he play on Owner of a Lonely Heart? Because that was his band, wasn't it? But was he actually a member of the band when he came out with that hit?
Sorry, the name of the band again? Or the song?
Owner of a Lonely Heart. He was in Yes, wasn't he?
Yeah, oh yes, he was in Yes. Yeah, he was in Yes, and he was in the Strawbs, which takes you back even further to the early 70s. I mean, we're on a real nostalgia trip here, mate. I tell you, for me, it's nostalgia. For you, it's all new stuff.
But I bet on Wednesday, you will be absolutely geeking out with all this keyboard and piano talk. I bet you've probably asked him about most of these things already, haven't you?
Well, I have, and I spent an enjoyable day with him about 20 odd years ago, where we did a pilot program for Ship of Fools website. Now, Ship of Fools is a fairly irreverent website where we ask some serious questions about church culture, and we asked Rick if he would, as part of a demo, we did it for a TV series that never happened. We asked him to write the world's worst worship song. and he had to write it in 10 minutes because a lot of this new stuff sounds like that's all it's had, to be honest with you. And I love some new worship stuff as well, but there's some terrible stuff out there. And Rick had he was particularly down on it. So we got him to write a sample of the worst sort of worship song you could ever hear, that entirely repetitive and incredibly sort of like something else you've heard a dozen times before. He was very good at it. Fortunately, that was the end of it.
Is there any recording of that present?
There is. But you're not going to hear it.
Oh, what a shame. I was hoping that you'd say, well, actually, Gareth, I have it here and I can play you a sample right now.
We recorded it for telly. I mean, it was a program that we were very excited about because we thought we could sort of show the human side of church, that we weren't po-faced and gung-ho like everybody says we are, but that we could take the mickey out of ourselves. And we did a TV pilot, and Sally Phillips was part of it too, the actress. Yeah. She was great. We also sent out mystery worshippers to churches, which is where we send like a mystery shopper to churches to kind of do a review of church services. Yeah, how hard's the pew? Wow. How long was the sermon? So it was kind of great fun piece, but the TV authorities didn't go for it in the end.
We'll have it here if you want. So we are looking forward to this. It's at CRE in the Midlands. It's taking place Wednesday and Thursday at Cranmore Park in Birmingham. But the good thing is that you can actually get free tickets by simply using the password, the code, which is Konnect. If you go to the website right now, creonline.co.uk/tickets, and when you're prompted for a code, if you put in Konnect, you can get there free. And it's well worth it. I mean, if you do come on the Wednesday for the opening time, you'll be able to see Rick Wakeman. The one and only Rick Wakeman, prod rock legend. He'll be there. But also, there's so much there. If you're a church leader and you're looking for maybe your stained glass windows doing, if you're looking for furniture, sound equipment, if you're looking for some good coffee providers because the current stuff you have is awful, then you need to be having a look at CRE, but not only for church leaders, for anybody really who just wants a good day out. You know, it's pleasant people, the food's good and the entertainment, and it's well worth it. So you can find out more information by going simply to the website, creonline.co.uk. But if you want your tickets on us, then go /tickets, and that password, that code is Konnect. So looking forward to it, Steve. 2 days of fun, and thanks again for always having us down there, for being so generous. And it does hold a real special place in our heart here at the radio station CRE, because you were the first people to be so gracious when we didn't have much of an audience, I'll be honest with you, but you were so gracious in having us down there and supporting the work that we're doing.
Because I can see you're the future, mate. You are the future. And we believe in what you're doing, and we love the style of it. We like the way that you're reaching out beyond the holy huddle into something which is bigger and wider. And we love that concept of mission. And mission is what it's all about.
Bless you, my friend. I can't wait to sit down with you on Wednesday or Thursday and have a quick coffee. But I say that, you're always so busy. So I only ever get all right, Steve, hi, Gareth, and then we go past each other. We don't live that far apart, actually. So even if we don't have a catch-up over CRE, we'll definitely invite you down to our new studios, by the way.
Beautiful.
Our brand new studios, and we'd love to give you an official tour, and we'll put the kettle on for you. We'll see you hopefully on Wednesday and Thursday, Steve. God bless you.
Cheers, Gareth.
And remember that website, creonline.co.uk. Head over there right now. The password is Konnect.